Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, Conquering Through Christ. We're here to conquer through Christ. And I wanted to talk to y'all about something today. Something I'm pretty sure is on a lot of our minds on how to build the kingdom of God. And there are a lot of different ways to do it. But one of the major ways is creating disciples, leading people through Christ, to Christ, through our actions and stuff like that. And one thing I realized is that a lot of people are turned away from God and the church and Christianity for a lot of different ways. But in the time that I spent, I'm not going to say preaching because I'm not a preacher, but talking about Jesus and spreading the news, there are like three main reasons why a lot of people are turned away from the church that's kind of prevalent. And I wanted to talk to you about them today. Now, one of the main reasons why a lot of people are kind of turned away from Christianity and God is because they love sin. You know what I'm saying? Like sin is so natural to us. It's so easy for us to do it. That we can't fathom our life without doing it. Like sometimes it's like, oh, it's impossible not to sin, and that is true. And that's why we have grace. We're saved through grace, but we have to try to live a righteous life. We have to pursue righteousness, and that's what's in the Bible. We can't just feel like, oh, I'm a sinner, so this is what I'm going to do. No, we have to pursue righteousness. And a lot of times people don't want to do that because, one, it's a difficult path. A lot of people are not built to handle adversity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's all it is. It's like facing hardship, facing adversity. People live so comfortable, like they live their life so in a comfortable state to where in any sight of discomfort, they just want to run and flee from it. Now, me, I kind of adopted philosophy of voluntary hardship because I realized I'm somebody where I can't take my foot off my neck. And that's a term of, you can't let up. You can't give yourself any wiggle room. Because the moment I do, I'm going to crash. You know what I'm saying? If I sleep in one day, I got to start over from square one. So I realized that about myself. And I got to the point to where I'm not in constant misery and discomfort because I actually get satisfaction from seeing growth. But I put certain things in my life to where I'm foregoing pleasures so that I'm more uncomfortable than I am comfortable. So when I do have to face a challenging situation, I'm not going to fold because this feeling of uncomfortability isn't new to me. You know what I'm saying? Like taking cold showers, going to the gym. And you can take the gym, for example. When I go to the gym, you're not going to see results after 1 to 2 days. It's a long process. It's a strenuous process. But at the end, you look good and you feel good. And that's the same thing to where it's like, you have to forego the instant pleasure for a long-term prize. And it don't have to be the gym. It could be anything in life to where you making things a bit uncomfortable for yourself to gain that discipline and gain that edge that you need to push you and propel you to fight through the urge to give in to sin. Because we're always going to battle with it. It's a part of our nature. We can't escape it. And don't let that guilt you into not doing it. Don't let the devil condemning you saying, oh, you're not worthy because you do this. Listen, come as you are, God is going to work on you. Don't feel like anything, because the Bible is full of people like Paul, who wrote a third of the New Testament, used to kill and hunt down Christians. And look what God did in his life. So don't feel like you're too far gone or you're so caught in sin. The devil's going to use sin to stop you from getting to God. And that's the thing we got to realize is that don't let sin stop you. Don't let sin be the reasons why you stop yourself from reaching Christ and having eternal life in heaven. It's not an easy process. It's not going to happen overnight. But you have to, trust in him, trust in his words that he's going to always forgive you as long as you're repenting and pursuing righteousness. Now, another reason why people choose not to follow Christ and come to God and go to the church is because they had a bad church experience. And I ain't gonna front. That happened to me when I was little, and I said I don't want to go to church no more because I've seen people like passing out and all the other stuff. And a lot, but sometimes it's because they had like somebody make them feel away, gossip. They seen some ungodly behavior in certain churches. Preachers falling, and I get it, I understand that, but you got to realize is that man is flawed. Man is flawed. You know what I'm saying? Men are gonna make mistakes. That's who we are. God is not. And you can't use your relationship link between you and God and have a man in the middle. Your relationship with God got to be between you and God, not you and somebody else and God. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the problem, is that we put these people on like a pedestal, like they're not human, and you like that. That's where the problem comes from. It's like, you know, people look at it like, oh, a lot of churchgoers are hypocrites. No, that well, some are, but majority of the time, it's not that they're hypocrites. They're human. They're naturally sinful. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make mistakes. They make bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens. Like, and you put too much faith in man and the people, and not enough faith in God and what He can do with you. Your relationship is based on you and God, and not you and these other people. And a lot of times people use that as a reason to, oh, that's why I'm not a Christian, because it's full of hypocrites and this, that, and the third. This, don't worry about nobody else's relationship with God. What you do need to worry about is the fruit of the spirit that they're producing. But outside of that, don't worry about nobody's relationship with God, because it's not your relationship with God. That's between them and God. God has whatever it is He's doing with them, as He has with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when it comes to finding a church, make sure you're real picky about that. But that don't mean you got to turn off all churches because you had one bad church, or maybe even two or three or four. But like I said, man, it's flawed, and it's not even the fact that they might not even be trying to do it on purpose. It just, everybody have their struggles. That don't mean God can't use them, because God always use somebody who's struggling and at least likely to do great things in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So remember that next time you feel like, oh, I'm turned off by this because of a few isolated incidents. Don't give up. A lot of people put more effort in, a whole bunch of things in their life, in the relationships with other people, before they put more effort in the relationship they have with God. Another reason a lot of people, don't really believe in God is because they can't fathom God. We try to understand God with our human mind. You know what I'm saying? We can't grasp the concept of God. One of the craziest things somebody said to me was, yeah, because God is the universe. And it's like, bro, how can God be the universe when He created the universe? Like, that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? And people would rather deny the existence of God than admit, like, yo, there's a being that's greater than our comprehension. Because it's like, yo, so you telling me all of this stuff around us is an accident? That it just boom, it came in. That's crazier than believing that it's a God. But people are just so ignorant, and they and it's like, because they can't grasp the concept of it. We're so arrogant. We feel like because we can't conceive it, it's not real. And it's like, bro, you got to be nuts. And I ain't gonna front. I sometimes put God in a box, and with my human limitations, I try to put it on God. It was a situation where I want to incorporate God more in my life, and I was, praying before my workout, and I was like, God, I know this is gonna sound crazy, because there are people who are hungry, who don't have a house, and I'm about to ask you to, you know, bless my workout. But right then, He stopped me and said, listen, am I not God? Don't put your human limitations on me. I can take care of your little need just like I can take care of their big need. I'm God. I'm the Alpha, the Omega. I'm the provider, sustainer. Like, it just hit me like, wow, that's powerful. One, He's on my side. He's my father. And two, that's true. He can take care of the needs of the many. As small as my need may be, and as great as somebody, He can take care of it, and there's no sort off His back. And we got to stop doing that, putting our limitations on God, like, and just be open to the fact that there's someone greater than us, and be grateful for the fact that He's our Father and He's not against us. Now, the last reason I'm gonna discuss in this video, I might do another one because there are tons of reasons, but this is one of the last major reasons why people, choose not to follow Christ, and it's because of their pride. And pride was the first sin. Satan was a creation, and he wanted to be worshipped like the Creator. And a lot of times, people are not willing to humble themselves and submit themselves to God. They feel like that they themselves are gods. We all have this, especially with social media and everything going on, this inflated sense of self where they just feel like they're worth way more. And honestly, it just like it kind of baffles me because a lot of these people feel like they're up here and they're above reproof and above worshiping God or even submitting to God. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people have an issue with just submission in itself. And that's a big issue because we have to submit ourselves to God and realize, like, hey, look, I'm jacked up. I need help. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot for me as a grown man at 30 years old to look myself in the mirror like, yo, I don't have it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need help. I need guidance. I need you to hold my hand like I'm a baby. I need you to protect me. I need you to guide me. Like, it takes a lot for a man to say that. So I know it's not easy, but you have to be willing to do that. And a lot of people are not. So instead of saying, hey, God, you know what's best for me, they just like, I know what's best for me, and I'm going to go out in the world and do it. But that leads to ruin. You see what happened to Satan? He fell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will fall and continue to fall if they don't get on that right path.